Hi Amy, here's the feedback for the question 5 of your mock exam. Great start here with a rhetorical question to draw the reader in. I'm not sure if this sentence is unfinished because it doesn't quite make sense. School is for working in and home is for relaxing and socialising with family and friends in. You've used another rhetorical question here, which is good. However, this here is a definite no-no. How can they have learned anything from that? It should be have. How can they have learned anything from that? You've used paragraphs to good effect to structure your writing, but in this paragraph here again, I'm not quite sure it makes sense. There's something missing. Sometimes, as I felt myself in school, if someone did better than me on their homework, it was underachievement, even though in class I had all the answers necessary to complete it. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say there. There's also a couple of spelling mistakes. Achievement, necessary, and we should have an apostrophe here to show that you've missed out the letter A. You've given us a couple of quotes as examples of excuses used by children for not doing the homework. I've lost mine, miss. Missing apostrophe here again. And again down here we've got oh yeah, the dog ate it. Oh yeah, the dog eat it. Again, slight misspelling there, just got the letters the wrong way round. Okay, if we look at the mark scheme at lower level 2, for content, attempts to match register to audience, attempts to match purpose. Well, you have done that. Your tone is appropriate to the audience and also to the purpose, and begins to vary vocabulary with some use of linguistic devices. You have used a couple of linguistic devices. We've had 2 rhetorical questions and a couple of quotes. And then in organisation, attempts to use structural features, some linked and relevant ideas. The ideas are all linked and relevant. Attempts to write in paragraphs with some discourse markers, not always appropriate. So you have written in paragraphs clearly, not really used discourse markers, which are words like on the other hand and nevertheless and furthermore, which we will have a look at using some of those. However, I would say that you've met all of the criteria here for this lower level 2. So if we look at the higher level 2, again, some sustained attempt to match register to audience and purpose. It's this one, I think, that's stopping us getting any higher marks. Conscious use of vocabulary with some use of linguistic devices. I think you would need to be introducing a few more linguistic devices and possibly trying to extend your vocabulary a little bit. So if you'd have used direct address, for example, talking directly to the reader, I'm sure you've all felt at some times things along those lines. And then your organisation, is there. So I think we go for 12 out of the possible 24 marks for content, which is a good score. Okay, if we look now at the mark scheme for the technical side of the writing, and the first bullet point, sentence demarcation is mostly secure and sometimes accurate. Well, your sentence, end of sentence punctuation is fine. Some control of a range of punctuation. So we've had a few missing apostrophes there, and if you could try and include semicolons along the way just to show that you can use the higher level of punctuation. And then attempts a variety of sentence forms. Again, if you could try and include a short sentence just to show the examiner that you know that they are still sentence forms, and it would add a bit more dramatic effect for you. Some use of standard English with some degree of agreement. This of, just make sure that you stop using of instead of have. And then some accurate spelling of more complex words. Well, yes, your spellings on the whole, it's fine. It's just a couple of examples there, and they are the more complex words. Varied use of vocabulary. Well, you have used a variety of words, but I would like to see you trying to use some of the more powerful words to get your marks up a little bit higher. But I think that would give you 8 out of the 16 for this. So overall, gives you a score of 20 out of the possible 40 marks, which is a good score and sets you up well for achieving a good grade in your GCSE exam in June. Well done.